Welcome back to another episode of Daily Fortnite, your daily podcast about Fortnite. I'm your host, Mikey, aka Mike Daddy, aka Magnificent Mikey, and this weekend we are having a supercharged weekend, and there was a big hotfix update. All right, we're going to get into the details about this hotfix, but before we do, if I'm about to record an episode and when I turn on my game, when I open it up, if I received a gift, I like to shout that person out right away. Sometimes I'm not about to record and I receive a gift, and then I just shout that up people out later. But because I got this one as I'm about to record, I'm going to open it up here on the show so we can look at it. And this was from, as they say, the HVK Hombre 97, aka Black Templar, in the Spotify comments. So let's take a look at it. Again, really appreciate the gift. Ooh, we got the Starlit emote. Nice. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Black Templar. I really appreciate that. Again, you know, nobody ever feel like you need to send me a gift, but I greatly appreciate that you guys would, think of me and want to send me something as appreciation for the show. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Now, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the details of this hotfix update and the details of what's going on in Fortnite this weekend and in the future, how things are going so far this season. All right. This is Battle Royale, Reload, and Blitz updates tuned into your feedback. Chapter 7 launched. The battle bus was obliterated by the Dark Voyager and patched back together with bandages as one does. Reload and Blitz both dropped fresh maps. Jinx, V, and Naruto dropped in the shop recently, and Yuki even dropped a curse word in the game. Let's see. As you drop into the weekend and climb ranked, here's a rundown of some recent adjustments to keep those Golden Coast vibes high. Alright, locker and emote wheel improvements. We've released a Fortnite patch with improvements to the emote wheel and sorting filtering. The grid layout for your locker and emote wheel collections have been improved with less gaps and are now much better aligned with items that previously took up too much space. We also set filter and sort to persist every time you reopen the wheel. Sorting by categories will help you more quickly access your favorites list, while sorting A through Z can help navigate through large lists of jam tracks. Set your sort and filter to what works best for you. We're continuing to make improvements to this based on your feedback. So again, keep giving that feedback. From what I've heard a little bit, from the community so far is that this was an improvement. I mean, we earn our emotes in so many different ways. One, maybe not even earning them, just buying them out in the item shop, earning them through doing ranked rewards or doing bonus goals that they give us throughout the season. Getting them through buying the battle pass and then earning your battle pass. So you have a lot of them, right? And you want to use them. You want to be able to easily use them. So any, improvements in the emote wheel to be able to have easier use of it so that you can take advantage of all your favorite emotes is a welcome change. So like what they got going on there so far. Get Supercharged XP this weekend. To celebrate Pacific Break's launch, players will be granted 5 Supercharged XP levels starting this weekend through Monday, December 15th at 9 a.m. Eastern, to help jumpstart your Battle Pass progression. So you got, a over a week based on the date that they put here to go ahead and you know, get some extra bonus XP to give yourself a little boost here at the beginning of the season. Balance adjustments. We've made some Battle Royale balance adjustments to keep the Golden Coast golden. Reboot bans now start with a full tank of fuel, and we've lowered fuel consumption while boosting. We have noted that reboot bans were being dumped more commonly on the map due to low fuel than we intended. This change brings their usage in line with our expectations. So already, I feel like this will make the reboot bans a bigger deal. As they said, it's not exactly what you're looking for if you get a reboot van and then it runs out of fuel and you have to dump it somewhere and it ends up sitting somewhere in the storm. Kind of defeats the purpose of the whole thing. So, giving it the extra fuel, making it so that it uses a little bit less fuel when you're boosting, should help us actually get to take advantage of the reboot van a little more often and have it feel like something cool in the game. SUVs and cars will now spawn with more starting fuel in the tank. Road trip anyone? As above, we see vehicles as an important vessel to help players traverse from location to location, and wanted to see their usage for traversal sit a little higher. And again, that is also a welcome change because shockwaves have slightly reduced availability. You'll still find them, just not in every other chest. With the wingsuit and Forsaken Vow blade already affording exciting new movement opportunities, on top of the above vehicle improvements, we feel that shockwaves are too common. And I really love shockwaves, you guys. I love using them for traversal. But they were spawning a lot. And I could see where you would feel like, I'm finding these too often. And then especially like they said, if you already have the new wingsuit, you don't really need them, right? So you don't need them to spawn so often. And so, if other ammo or weapons are spawning a little bit more often because this has been reduced, I enjoy that. I believe I saw that, again, they're not putting numbers out here, but I believe I saw one of the leakers say that it was 40% reduction. So it should be a pretty hefty reduction. Now, the self-revive devices now revive a couple seconds faster. Every second counts when you're down. We've noticed that successfully reviving yourself has been rarer than we'd like. This change gives you more of a fighting chance. So again, I've never had somebody successfully pull a revive, a self-revive against me. Because I'm usually playing solos, right? And then I personally have never successfully pulled off a self revive because again, I'm playing solos. Usually, somebody can knock you, and then you're solo, so they can just keep an eye on you. They see that you haven't been fully eliminated, so they know that you must have one of those items, and they can just wait for you to start to self revive, or they can just finish you off while you're still down but not out, and you don't get it off. So I never had somebody successfully get it off against me because I finished them off before they get it off, and then same thing for me, right? But this will give you a fighting chance. I almost got one off one time where somebody downed me and we were on the side of a mountain, and then I absolutely love the new movement while you're down but not out, because I tumbled, I made myself tumble, and then I started rolling down the hill without new ragdoll effects, right? So I'm rolling down the hill. I get pretty far away, and I almost got a self-revive off, but the guy was able to finish me off right before I fully got it off. But Now that it'll be a couple seconds faster, maybe if I am in that type of situation, maybe I'll actually successfully have one happen. So we'll see. All right. Self revive devices prices have been reduced in vending machines. We expected to see higher equip rates of self revive devices, so have slightly tweaked their pricing to reflect this. So they want to see them be used more. And again, I know recently we had a comment, people saying, somebody said, anyways, that they wish the gold bars went from match to match. I'm finding I don't really need that because the gold that gets dropped, it's so much more than in previous seasons, right? So I've never really had a problem in a match that I've played so far of not being able to collect enough gold to buy things that I want to buy. So you can go to a vending machine and buy one of these, and again, remember, it doesn't take up a spot in your loadout. So if you got the gold, buy one. You might get a chance. You might get a second chance in a match, right? And in case you missed it, chests are now common across the island. We saw your feedback that loot was a little difficult to find in Battle Royale matches, and after reviewing loot data, we agree and have increased spawn rates, which is great. I heard that this is way up, which again, yeah, I'm glad people were giving that feedback because I had landed in multiple matches this season and ran through a building, ran through an area of a map, of a location, and then not found anything. And then I'm like, okay, well, that's when you throw your hands up and say, okay, well, I didn't even stand a chance in this match because I landed and there's not even any usable loot around. You find, bandages and, ammo, but no actual weapons. That's always a lame feeling, right? So now that there's more chests around, you should be getting some weapons out of those chests, or at least some usable items that you can use at the beginning of the match to help you get some better items eventually. The bus driver is back, and storm surfing is staying. The bus driver, we back, has returned. So what has returned to take you to the island each match. Storm surfing will still appear some of the time, keeping it a fun change of pace. We also increase the height that the wave launches you, giving you more distance to land where you want. Shred it up when the wave rolls in, but most of the time, you'll be thanking the bus driver. So, again, I do like that the bus is back, and it gives me that control. But like I said, it does feel... You can feel the difference. You notice the difference. So I like that sometimes. So it's not going to be all the time, but sometimes you'll end up in this situation where you're riding the wave instead of the bus driver. I think that's a nice little give and take there. So you'll get a little bit of both experiences. You'll mostly get the bus driver experience, but you'll still get the experience sometimes of like, okay, what's it like when not everybody has the same, hot drop and most of the lobby isn't done in a few seconds. And I like that it launches you higher now, so you can get a little bit farther into the map. You're not just like beholden to whatever place is like closest to the shore when you launch from the wave. So that is nice. Reload updates. We've made some adjustments to the reload loot pool. For reload, this has been unvaulted. The tactical pistols, the enforcer assault rifles, and the Deadeye AR, as they increased the drop rate considerably in Surf City. They vaulted the flapjack assault rifles, burst assault rifles, sweeper shotguns, revolvers, 6-shooters, and rapid-fire SMGs. In next week's update, Reload is getting all new Morphite weapons. These weapons morph as you deal damage to players, getting stronger the more damage you put out. If you've been wanting a reason to stay aggressive in Reload, here it is. Storm surfing is also coming to Reload, but only as a chance on Surf City. Other Reload maps will stick with the classic battle bus ride. Again, that is really fun. That's cool to get some, some new, different play in reload to separate it from battle royale. Not only are you reloading, after you get eliminated a couple of times, but to have some morphing weapons, that should be really fun gameplay. Right. Blitz now has a map rotation. We've heard feedback that some Blitz islands, like the Stranger Things island, dropped and then changed too quickly. So we've added map rotation to Blitz, giving you more opportunities to check out each island. There's a list of bug fixes. I'm not going to go through the bug fixes, but they say keep the feedback coming. We're reading it. See you on the Golden Coast, the new Surf City map in Reload, and Starlight Island in Blitz this weekend. And there you go. That's your details on the update that just happened, and getting some extra XP this week. Now, in my eyes, this season has been really good, and all the balance adjustments that they made in this update only improve this season. So I think, again, they did a really good job of responding to feedback in a timely manner and improving this season, which is great because we're going to be in this season for a while. So for them to get it, adjusted so quickly is nice, because we're gonna like I said, we'll be heading into the winter break soon, and they don't do a lot of updates for a couple weeks there when we hit winter break. So we want it to be best as possible, because that's when a lot of us are going to get to play the most, right? When we're taking our winter breaks from school, from work. For the holidays, you want to be able, when you're playing, you want to be able to have the best experience possible. And it looks like they're making sure they're doing everything that they can, to make this the best possible thing they can make it be before the holiday season officially starts and winter break officially starts, so that we'll really enjoy it, and that's cool. All right, so there you go. That's the update. That's the news there. Let's take a look at how many people are playing this game. Okay. All right. So, let me get to the. There we go. All right. Battle Royale has 192,000. Zero build 140,000. Reload ranked 125,000. Ranked 95,000. Blitz 67,000. Did I already say? Yeah, I did. Reload zero build 8,000. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Odyssey 22,000. Brick Life 2,000. Festival 4,000. Party Royale 1,000, Ranked Ballistic 3,000, Save the World 13,000, Rocket Racing 1,000, and Creative 6,000. All right, let's take a look at the Discover tab, and we can see that things like Steal the Brainrot has 99,400. Jungle versus Brainrot's new 1,700. Doritos Hide and Seek 739. Sanity Horror 824. Fruits versus Brainrots 18,800. Mic Up Proximity Chat 1,300. There's a whole lot more to be discovered in the Discover tab. All right. Let me see. I forgot to look up before I started what our peak number was, so let me look it up now, because I'm recording this early Saturday morning, so we should see it should give me whatever the peak number was for Friday. Come on. Oh, right. 1,874,000. That is a good peak. That's awesome to see. And again, with all the big balance changes and updates, I imagine it's going to stay like that for the weekend, and everybody's going to be having fun playing with their family and friends and enjoying this update. All right, let's head on over to quests. We'll give you the reminder for quests. You got your battle bus line of quests to do for those bonus rewards, the bride quests for that bonus XP, your weekly highlights. We're still, 5 days away from getting our next set of quests, so we'll get that soon. Just keep working on the weekly quests that you got. Do your dailies every day. Do those milestones. Do your ranked for all these ranked rewards that we have this season. And then your Felino's ranked quests, again playing ranked so that you can earn those items. All right, there's your reminder to be working on your quests. There's nothing new, so there's nothing new to go over, but just remember, there's plenty to do and plenty of ways to level up right now. All right, let's look at the competitive tab. Let's see what was going on Friday. Let's look at the solo ranked cup for Battle Royale. Let's see if it gives us a leaderboard that's working. Ooh, this was close. This one was won by Choppa. Had 10 matches played with 3 wins, 35 eliminations. Now, YouTube Joffin came in second place by 4 points. They had 501 points, just 4 points less than Choppa. 10 matches played, 2 wins, 49 eliminations. So they had 14 more eliminations in total, 1 less win. What do you think is going to be the difference here? All right, Choppa, they averaged 3.5 eliminations per match. Their average placement was basically 11th. Their elimination points were 70, placement points 435. Now, if we look at Joffin, average placement basically 14th, so that's dropping 3 placement spots. Their elimination points was 98, so 28 more in total, but placement points 403, which is 32 points less of placement points. So that was the difference there. I mean, if they just placed 1 spot or 2 spots better a match, they could have had this thing. Both of them, though, they both had victory royales, but both of them not even averaging in the top 10 of placement for their wins. And I'm looking, that's the case for a lot of the people who are here at the top, getting big victory royale matches, but then getting 3, 2, 3, and someone else with 4. So getting the victory royale, so getting a ton of bonus points in a few matches, but then other matches must be really lowering the placement. The only one I see here in the top 10 that placed in the top 10 on average is Georgie Simpson, who averaged 8th place every match. But they only had the 1 victory royale in total and only had 13 eliminations total. So, and only played 9 matches. So that makes a big difference as well. But yeah, that's cool to see. I like seeing that. Exciting of a, close of a match. Now there's a duos ranked cup for 0 build. This one was won pretty handily by Crispy A Guppy and Damoose, KS Damoose. They had 10 matches played with 5 wins. So they won half their matches, 101 eliminations. Their average placement was 10th, even with 5 wins. But 5 victory royales, that's going to get you plenty of bonus points in all of those matches. They had 202 elimination points, 425 placement points. You could see, all right, second place, 281 placement points. Third place, 335 placement points. So, fourth place, 367. Fifth place, 326. So, the other team's getting a lot less placement points than our first place team, and that again makes a big difference. 5 victory royales, though, yeah, that's a lot of big bonus that you're getting there in the placement points. Very nice. We also had a Reload Duos Victory Cup, so let's see what went on in that. Right. Oh, this is one of the ones where it's only points for wins. These ones aren't really good to look at, I guess, because you only get the points for wins. So it's not really. There's not like a good indicator on looking at placement and elimination points because you only get points for winning. So not much to look at there in terms of analyzing what's going on. you win and you win. So there you go. That's our look at competitive for the start of this season. Looks like it's off to a good start. Can't wait to follow it for the rest of this season. It seems like it's going to be a good season for competitive. All right, let's head on over to the item shop and see what's in the item shop today. Wow. Okay. There are special offers and bundles, of course. There's the cars. There's Elisa still here. Chica, Cypher PK. They are in the item shop. Ton of jam tracks are getting ready to rotate. The butter bundle is getting ready to rotate out. We still got the kicks in the battle ready section. Perry's 80 Eevee and Jonesy still here. I don't remember if these ones. I think Bracer and Verge. They were already in this part of the battle ready section as well, right? So the stuff that they added in is the. Let me see. Make sure there's not a bundle. Okay. We'll start by row. There's the dirigible glider for 1,200, turbine pickaxe for 800, supersonic outfit with the gauge back bling for 2,000, surefire glider for 500. You got the Maximilian outfit with the para provisions back bling for 1,200, wingtip outfit for 1,200, cloudbreaker outfit for 1,200. The Earhart outfit with the airflow back bling for 1,200. All right, there is the FNCS Chaos Champion bundle still here, of course. Leviathan and Leviathan Jr. and Moisture Merman, those are getting ready to rotate out today. Signal, PJ, Vix, Cape Meowdy, the best cat, those are still here. We got the Comfy Chomps outfit with the Overbite back bling for 1,200. The Chomp Stompers kicks for 600. They come together in the Comfy Chomps bundle for 1,600, which is 200 off the total. The Gaming Legends Arcane Jinx and Arcane V, they are still here, but they are leaving today. The Power Rangers, they are still here. We got Victory Vibes emotes. Again, shout out to the Black Templar. Thank you for sending me that Starlit emote. Skibbity Toilet Bundle has returned. The Pacific Break section. So this is the one that has the Coastal Machinist, Heartseeker Aphrodite, Tidewalker. Those items are leaving. Gogo Yabari bundle still here. And then we have a new Danny Phantom bundle. If you're a fan of Danny Phantom, here you go. You get Danny Phantom. Let's see. It looks like it's got. Oh, yep. You get the Danny Fenton style and then the Danny Phantom style. All right. There is the Going Ghost built-in emote. So this is going to allow you to change back and forth between Danny Fenton and Danny Phantom using the emote. And then there is the Fenton Portal Back Bling for 1,500 V-Bucks. All of these three items coming together. Oh, you can have the reactivity on or off. So if you have it off, it just stays closed. If you have the reactivity on, when you get an elimination, the portal opens. 1,500 for those things all together. You can get the back bling separately for 300 V-Bucks if you want the Fenton Portal back bling. There's also the Soul Shredder pickaxe for 800 V-Bucks. There is the Sam outfit with the Sam's Fluffy Spider back bling for 1,500. There's Sam's Fluffy Spider back bling as its own separate item for 300 if you want. The Fenton Thermos pickaxe for 800. The Little Spectre Speeder emote for 500. So you get on a little mini speeder, got the little what do you call it? The thermos thing to, trap the ghosts or phantoms, I guess. 500 V-Bucks for that. All right. All of that comes in the Danny Phantom bundle for 3,200 V-Bucks, which is 1,900 off the total. And that looks like everything today. You can get any and all of these items using code Mikey, MMMIKIE, in the item shop, and some of the proceeds will go to help support the show. Okay. Item of the day today. It's my age, Danny Phantom wasn't it for me because of my age. I just wasn't at the time, wasn't into Danny Phantom, so I'm just not a big Danny Phantom fan. So as cool as that is for all of you who are big Danny Phantom fans, I encourage you to get it. But for my personal item of the day today, I'm gonna go with the Cypher PK bundle. Again, just a legend, an icon of Fortnite. And again, this is one of the ones that they did like insanely good, right? Like there's so much to this, all the selectable styles for it. Emote, back bling, wrap, glider, the pickaxe, everything about this one is like amazing. So I'm gonna give that item of the day. And now that we mention it, it's not in the item shop yet, but we did get a little teaser because, everybody's always talking about, oh, how did this person not get an icon yet? How did this person not get an icon skin yet? Blah, blah, blah. There's always a lot of comments about that. Like, how did this person get an icon skin before this person got an icon skin? Well, take a look at this. Soon in the shop, the youngest icon ever, Louis. Courage JD, no hard feelings, right? That's right. Courage JD's puppy, less than 6 months old, is getting an icon sidekick outfit in the game before Courage JD actually gets an icon outfit in the game. So there you go. I love it, and I love the trolling and the fun response that Courage JD had. That's really cool. So there you go. That's something to look forward to as well. If you're a fan of Courage JD and his puppy, then that's a sidekick that you can get soon. All right. That just reminded me of that when I was picking out the item of the day today. All right. There you go. That's your item of the day, which means that's going to be the end of this episode. So we need to get to comments before we get out of here. We got nothing over here on YouTube, so on Spotify. Oh, the Black Templar says, I could not play Fortnite today because I got my grades. And I cooked, so I think I will have a little bonus time tomorrow. Black Templar, there you go. You had me worried there for a minute. You had me worried. the beginning of this sentence, I thought you were going to be saying because you got your grades and they were bad that you weren't allowed to play. But no, in fact, your grades were so good, you think you're going to get bonus time. There we go. That's what I love to hear. My kids, they just got their grade reports yesterday on Friday as well, and they were great. So, yep, that's what happens. You do great on your grades, you get a little bonus. Same thing with my kids. My kids, they're good kids, so they always get good grades anyways. But we always got to check and make sure that you don't start getting comfortable and start slacking off because you're getting comfortable with doing good, right? So glad to hear that, Black Templar. Again, thank you for the gift, and congrats on your good grades. Keep it up, all right? Keep it up. That's always the most important thing. All right, Jackson Prevost says, you were my number 5 most listened to podcast, and I found it in like June or July. Dang, you listened to me that much since finding the show. That is awesome. I appreciate that. I love hearing that that you've found the show and have enjoyed it. Enjoyed it quickly enough to make it into your top 5. That's awesome. Yeah, and anybody else, if I'm in your top 10, your top 5, I'm your number 1. Again, there was 960 of you that I'm your number 1. And you know what? We don't get 960 of you commenting on this podcast all the time. So, because remember, the numbers I'm read, that's just from Spotify. That doesn't include all the other, Apple Music, whatchamacallit, Apple Music, Amazon Music, some of the other big platforms that this show gets listened on, and then even smaller ones as well. But there's, again, just on Spotify, 960 of you that this is your number 1 show listened to, and we're not getting that many commenters. So if I'm your number 1, I want a comment from you. Okay, give me a comment and let me know. All right. There you go. That is going to be the end of this episode. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Make sure you go join the daily Fortnite Discord and hang out with us. Follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Head over to Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star rating and a written review for a shout out on the show. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And until next time, have fun, be safe, and don't get lost in the storm.